How many of you have bought books at your local bookshop this year? Domitilla loves books, and she will share with us the importance of supporting our local shops.
Most of us are creatures of habit. Despite the increasing offers of holidays and adventures, a lot of us prefer to go to the same destination year on year. But why do we do so? Are we just too lazy to make new decisions about our next trip? In a way, it is about familiar and friendly faces, because each time we go back there, it feels like going back home. Us Italians, for example, when talking about our summer holidays, will often ask each other, mare o montagna? Meaning, are you going to the beach in August or to the mountains? We love going to the same places. Which brings me back to my repeat destination, a small town in Valle d'Aosta Valley in the Italian Alps, Champoluc. I have been going there since I was 5. My parents have always gone there, and even my grandparents used to go there. There is a special bread shop I go to every morning, a special walk I take with my dog near the waterfall, but most importantly of all, Livre Musique, a tiny wooden library in Route Varasque 8 that has been around for more than 40 years. This is my special place. I still remember the first time I entered here. I was 5, and my mother wanted to buy me a book. Frankly, I would have definitely preferred buying a doll or even candy, but my mother forced me, and now I'm infinitely grateful to her about it. As I pushed the thick and heavy door of the bookstore, an unmistakable smell of books swept me away. I still remember the grins that the wooden floors made as I stepped for the first time, and each time I hear that sound, even in other places, it makes me think of Livre Musique. We were warmly welcomed by Daniela upon our arrival, who has owned the bookstore for 22 years now. After asking me 2 questions, she immediately gave me a book and said that I would have loved it. I wasn't really sure about it, but as I came home and started reading it, I realized that she was right. I really loved it. And so, in time, Livre Musique has become a place I go to each time I have a chance, because it is a fun and welcoming place. Daniela hand-selects her books. However, it is not the only thing she does. She hosts authors for them to talk about their books, and she even participates to a festival named the Call of the Forest, which is a literary and musical gathering in the woods. She does everything she can to stay open. You see, despite the many efforts made by small libraries to capture buyers' attentions, many of them have been forced out of business. Daniela in Champoluc is among the lucky ones who hasn't been forced to close due to the lack of buyers and fierce competition in the publishing industry. E-commerce is the main threat of these places. Between 2010 and 2015, 288 bookstores have closed in Italy, just under 60 a year. Italian bookstores are having a hard time. Just take a ride in some cities of the peninsula, Naples, Venice, or even Florence. Many historical and independent bookstores are closing little by little, leaving room to e-commerce and large industrial chains, because they can afford to make huge discounts that small libraries don't have the means to do. In the 2012 Italian crisis, in which many bookstores have closed, not only physical places have disappeared, but important and precious pieces of our cities, of our communities have disappeared. You may ask yourself, how can a bookstore act as a community center? But you see, they are safe havens where people can connect throughout amazing experiences, such as events, or even just by having a conversation. Today, online, books are just a click away. However, you miss so much by not physically opening a door with jingling bells that is welcoming you in a community, and maybe even having a conversation. And while you scan through the shelves in search of what you came for, you will probably find a book that you have never heard about, but that is the thing that you needed in that exact moment. It is really an enlightening and amazing experience. Bookstores, just like other independent businesses such as shops, cafes, or delis, are vital to our community because they are job generators and they create a vibrant commercial center. So what can we do as individuals to try and save them? First of all, we must try and buy as much as possible from these places. So next time you need to buy a present for a friend, why not buy it in your neighborhood shop? And then we must talk about it as much as possible, because you may ignite curiosity in people and they may follow your footsteps. Bookstores matter to authors, but most importantly of all, they should matter to us that often don't know what a crisis these places are living. They offer us something that the internet will never be able to deliver: space, where 40, 50, or even 2 persons can come together and discuss an idea. I too, initially, would have preferred buying online or at a shopping center. But now that I know what a difference it makes for our local community shops owners and for the community itself, I always think twice before I buy. Thank you.